Hello, this is Greg from SharePoint Maven, and in this video I would like to show you how to create unique permissions for a document library on a SharePoint site. Let me explain to you the use case. So here I have a team site. It happens to be a team site connected to Microsoft Teams, which will actually become a bit more important towards the end of this video. But on this site I have a document library, right? As a matter of fact, I have a few document libraries, and at the moment, let's just double check. I have two team members, Mary and I, we're members of the team. And let's check site permission. So because this is a site connected to Microsoft Teams and Microsoft 365 groups, of course, we have this group membership. Once again, we have two people who are part of that group. But we also have to check permissions at the site level first, just so that we can get a mental picture of who currently has access to the site. So let's expand all these three groups. So I am here. I'm the owner of the team. Mary, right, she is the member. She is in here. And then we also have a visitor to our site. This visitor is not part of the Microsoft 365 group. However, has direct access to the SharePoint site, read-only access. Now, why am I covering this? Because it's super important to understand. By default, anything that's on the site, whether it's document libraries, pages, or you have lists, everything inherits permissions, from the site itself. So whoever has access to the site, that means there's two, people, two members, plus we have one visitor. They have everything, access to everything on the site by default. All right. And however, we can also break inheritance. Now, I am not a huge fan of breaking inheritance for various elements on the site, but there are specific use cases. Sometimes you might maybe to hide a particular file or folder and create unique permissions for that. By the way, I recorded a separate video on how to do that. But let's say we have a dedicated library that needs to be only visible, by a subset of, people. Maybe I need to hide it from Mary and this, visitor, right? So how do we do that? So as an example, I'm going to navigate to the library, and let's not touch this library, which I will actually again explain towards the end why we should not touch it. I'm going to go to another library that I have on this same site. I have this employee documents library, and it has some employee documents, right? And let's just say that what here's a use case. I want Mary to have read-only access to this library. At the moment, she has edit rights. And I do not want John, remember we have John as the visitor to our site. I don't want John to see this library at all. So this is the scenario, pretty, valid scenario. So how do we achieve it? So what we need to do is break inheritance for this library in terms of permissions, because once again, by default, it inherits permissions from the site. So how do we do that? So obviously first navigate to this library, then you would click on gear icon, library settings, more library settings, and you're going to see essentially a screen that looks like this. It's a classic look and feel. It hasn't been upgraded yet, so maybe at some point it will be a modern interface, but this is what it looks like at the moment. And there are all these different options in here. The one you need to choose is permissions for this document library. So click that. All right, and by default, pay attention to what it says here. By default, it should read, this library inherits permission from its parent. The parent is, of course, the site. So, and these are the three SharePoint security groups that we have. And remember, I'm here. I'm the owner of the team, so I'm here. Mary is here. All right, so if I just click on this, so Mary is here. And then finally, let's go into visitors group. Remember John? John is here, all right, with read-only access. So that's how, by default, permissions are inherited. Now we need to break this inheritance. How do we do that? Essentially, you just click Stop Inheritance Permissions. So you just click that. Now it gives you a warning because obviously we're breaking inheritance. So we just broke the inheritance, and now the message would say this library has unique permissions. Now, it still retains the same group, so nothing has changed. We just kind of broke the link, if you will. But now it's up to us to kind of change the permissions the way we want. So remember, Mary is here. She is in the members group, and I want her to have read-only access to this library. So what I'm going to do is click the checkbox next to this, group where Mary is in, and I'm going to click Edit User Permissions over here, and I'm going to change it to read. All right. So there are all those different permission levels here. Don't pay attention, to all of them. These are kind of classic permission levels. We actually don't use majority of them anymore. It's either read, edit, or full control. These are the three we use. All right. So we are going to downgrade Mary to read. All right. Perfect. And click OK. And you would see now that members group has read-only permission. That's why, by the way, it was very important to break it at inheritance. You wouldn't be able to do it if we didn't stop the inheritance, all right? And then visitors, remember John is here. So we can actually just remove this group altogether. So we don't need any permission level at all in here. So we're going to remove this group completely. So that's essentially what the new permission looks like for this library. Once again, this library has unique permissions. The owners, essentially, we obviously don't want to touch our own permission, so we leave it alone. The members, I downgraded to read, and then I remove the, essentially the visitors group altogether. Now, in case if you obviously I only had a few people, but let's say you have many more users and you pretty much forgot what you did, all right, you can always use this check permissions button over here. I use it all the time. And what you can do is, let's say I want to remind myself, who has access to this library. I'm curious. So I'm going to type in, Mary's name. Let's just double check that we did the right thing. And it says, yeah, she only has access, read-only access given through this group. And you know what? Now we're going to check this John guy right here. Let's find out what kind of access he has. None. All right, exactly what we want, exactly what we want. All right, so it's just a nice way to double check things. Now, in case if you want to reinstate, all right, let's say you did all these unique permissions and then you know what, situation has changed, it's okay for everyone to see this library now. What you want to do is just say delete unique permissions. And yeah, let me click this button now. Doesn't hurt. And of course, it just gives us a warning message, tells us that it's going to pretty much restore it back to factory settings, if you will. So now it says the library inherits permissions from this parent. Now, remember in the beginning of this video, I said, don't touch this default document library. I actually went to another library. And there was one very important reason for that. Never, ever fix, break inheritance for the default document library called documents. Let me tell you why. Remember, this site is not just a regular SharePoint site. It's a site connected to Microsoft 365 groups and Microsoft Teams. And because of that, it contains all these different folders that are channel folders. So let me show you over here. If I go to Microsoft Teams, and this is the same team for that same, essentially site I showed you. And all of this, things over here, these are different channels that exist. All right, these are standard channels. So because these are standard channels, they translate into folders in SharePoint. So if you start messing around with permissions and, maybe remove someone from from this library or give them read-only access, essentially they will lose proper access to a Microsoft team, right? They will not be able to upload documents to the channel, or they might not even see the channel altogether. So never ever touch the default library. I do see, of course, use cases where there might be a site and maybe you created some additional, libraries like employee documents, or I don't know, maybe some management, library that you want to hide from a few people. So these are probably valid scenarios, but never touch the default library Otherwise, it will pretty much break, everything, break the team and so on. One last thing I want to mention is that the trick I showed you not only applies to document libraries, it also applies to Microsoft lists. So let's see if I have any lists on this site. I don't, but let's just quickly create one. Just want to show you. Doesn't really matter. Let's just create an issue, tracker, list. All right. And let's say you have a list, and let's pretend we have some data. Um, Same thing, same steps. All right. You would just go behind the scenes, say list settings, and permissions for this list, and essentially all the same steps as I demonstrated. All right. But this is essentially how you break inheritance for the list or library. Like I said, I did record a video on how to do the same on a file or folder level. I usually prefer that you never break inheritance, that you kind of stay at the site level, but there are obviously use cases when you want to hide a file or folder or maybe a particular document library, and this is definitely a valid technique to utilize. So that's all I really wanted to show you in this video. Hopefully you learned something new. As always, happy to see you on my blog, sharepointmaven.com, as well as my YouTube channel. Goodbye.